Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm really glad you're here today because we're diving into the life and career of someone who has quietly built one of the most compelling journeys in Hollywood, David Harbour. Whether you know him as the gruff but lovable Jim Hopper or the loud, scene-stealing Red Guardian, there's so much more to his story than meets the eye. David Harbour was born in White Plains, New York, in 1975. Unlike some actors who stumble into fame overnight, Harbour's path was steady, disciplined, and built on serious training. He studied at the prestigious Juilliard school, which already tells you something important. This is someone who treated acting as a craft, not just a dream. Think about that for a second. How different would your own goals look if you approached them with that same level of long-term commitment? Before the world knew his name, Harbour spent years doing supporting roles in film and television. He appeared in projects like Brokeback Mountain and Revolutionary Road, not flashy roles, but meaningful ones. He wasn't the headline star. He was the dependable presence, the actor who added depth to a scene. And isn't that interesting? Sometimes success isn't about being the loudest or most visible. Sometimes it's about consistently showing up and doing the work. Then, in 2016, everything changed. Stranger Things premiered on Netflix, and suddenly Harbour was no longer just that guy from that movie. He became Chief Jim Hopper, the flawed, broken, fiercely protective small-town cop who stole hearts worldwide. Hopper wasn't a polished hero. He was messy. He carried grief. He made mistakes. And yet, audiences connected deeply with him. Why do you think that is? Why are we drawn to characters who are imperfect but trying their best? Harbour brought something raw and honest to Hopper. You could feel the weight of his character's past. You could sense the loneliness under the sarcasm. And when Hopper softened, especially in scenes with Eleven, it felt earned. It felt real. That's not easy to pull off in a show filled with monsters and supernatural chaos. It takes an actor who understands emotional truth. But what makes Harbour especially interesting is that his breakout role came in his 40s. In an industry that often glorifies overnight success and youth, his story reminds us that timing matters and that growth doesn't have an expiration date. How often do we pressure ourselves with invisible deadlines? Harbour's career challenges that idea completely. After Stranger Things turned him into a global name, he stepped into the superhero world with Black Widow, playing Alexei Shostakov, also known as Red Guardian. Now, this was a totally different energy. Loud, boastful, comedic. But beneath the jokes, there was vulnerability. He made the character funny, without turning him into a cartoon. And that balance? That's skill. It's easy to play a joke. It's much harder to play a joke with heart. And let's talk about Hellboy. Taking on such an iconic character is no small task. Reboots come with pressure. Expectations are high. Comparisons are inevitable. The film itself received mixed reactions, but Harbour's commitment to the role was undeniable. He leaned into the darkness, the sarcasm, the internal struggle. Sometimes an actor's dedication shines even when the project around them doesn't fully land. Have you ever poured your heart into something that didn't get the reaction you hoped for? That doesn't erase the effort or growth involved. Beyond the screen, Harbour has been open about his personal challenges. He's spoken candidly about struggles with mental health and self-doubt, especially earlier in his career. That kind of transparency is powerful. In a world where celebrity often looks polished and perfect, honesty stands out. It humanizes success. It reminds us that even the people we admire battle insecurity. He's also talked about sobriety and how making changes in his personal life sharpened his focus and grounded him. Growth isn't just professional. Sometimes the biggest victories are internal. And when actors evolve as people, it often deepens their performances. Do you think personal growth directly impacts creative expression? It's fascinating to consider. Harbour's stage work deserves recognition too. Before and during his film career, he built credibility in theater, including Broadway performances. Theater demands a different kind of discipline, live audiences, no second takes, pure presence. That training shaped the emotional intensity he brings to screen roles. There's something about actors who start on stage. They carry a certain depth and command. What makes David Harbour's career so compelling isn't just the roles. It's the resilience. The years of steady work before recognition. The willingness to embrace flawed characters. The openness about personal struggles. It's a reminder that success stories are rarely straight lines. They twist. They stall. They surprise us. And let me ask you this. If Stranger Things had never happened, would Harbour still have found his breakout moment somewhere else? Was it fate, timing, or preparation meeting opportunity? Maybe it's all of the above. Maybe that's the secret formula most people don't see. As we look at his journey, one thing becomes clear. He's not chasing perfection. He's chasing authenticity. Whether he's playing a grieving father figure, a washed-up superhero, or a mythic demon with a chip on his shoulder, he brings humanity to it. That's what sticks with audiences. So, what's your favorite David Harbour performance? Is it Hopper's emotional speeches? Red Guardian's outrageous humor? Or maybe one of his earlier dramatic roles? I'd genuinely love to hear your thoughts, because performances hit us all differently. If you enjoyed this deep dive into David Harbour's life and career, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Share this video with someone who loves powerful character-driven performances. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another story about the artists shaping film and television. Thank you so much for spending your time here with me today. I appreciate you more than you know. I'll see you in the next video.